Hey there, Andrew, C1D Paintball. This video shot at Warzone Paintball in Rigo, and we are playing on the Heights map. Our gold team of 5 people playing against the orange team of 6. We're starting on the north side, and we got spanked the game before this where the orange team defended the north side. They're good, fast team, speed being their big thing. They do have an extra body. We've got some good experienced players. There's myself, there's Connor, there is Thomas, there is Charlie, and we got an ex-military guy with us as well. First time playing paintball, but he kind of knows what he's doing better than anybody out there. Now, the setup, because we did get, I used the term spank, we got beat pretty bad the first time out. We're going to try to use the choke points to our advantage and use accuracy to counter their speed. Now, Charlie and Connor are going to take this area here, the south part, and in the midsection, our army guy, and me and Thomas are going to try to go to the hallway of death and prevent an advance from there. So pretty straightforward defense on this. I mean, because it's a big circle loop here, it's not an overcomplicated map, but take into account there is, you know, the building area for them on the south side, and there's a main area on the top where we start. So it's just not like a circle and a trap or whatever. There's a lot more dynamics to it, but we're gonna simplify things to try to counter that speed the other team has.
Oh, and inside here. Yeah, that's like the regular, that's like shield. Okay.
Now Thomas is ahead of me. He's using a pump marker. Kudos to him. Let me tell you, he knows how to use it. This day I saw him play a lot of games. Him with the pump is better than some of the guys I saw with speedball markers. I'm serious too. Anyway, he goes to the corridor of death. He leans over there and he's firing. He's already into a firefight, doing a little advancement denial of the enemy. Now, the third time I've spawned on the north side of this map, and the previous 2 times I kind of went in the center area. So being slightly off here towards the corridor of death's a little bit new to me. I don't really want to go in the middle as much. So I'm going to use the parameter. I've already kind of put that in my head just because I think it'll help us. And I want to do something different here.
Come back.
Now I'm thinking of going on the other side where Connor and Charlie are. Mostly because Thomas has that corridor of death, which can be a real stalemate area. He seems to have it locked down. Plus, we've got the soldier here who can fill the gap in case Thomas falls. So I want to venture off, maybe check out how Connor is doing with Charlie on the other side. Feeling that by me shifting to the other side at this point very, very early is not going to really hurt us too much. Because like I said, I think the corridor is pretty tight, and I don't want to go on the big open platform. I've been there, done that. Let me check what's going on the other side.
Coming back, bud.
All right, here's a good view by the enemy spawn area, a little crow's nest. Not only can you get fired from it on top here, but the windows underneath, yeah, they can get you for there too. So I don't know the angles on this map too well. Actually, I know the angles from this from the crow's nest where I just described, because I've defended there a few times, but now I'm on the other end, and not only do I have that area, but I've got another tower at the end of the corridor of death, so I gotta watch it here. Enemy spotted. Now this player's on the catwalk. I'm not sure if he's just seeing what's going on, if he's supporting a teammate that's advancing on either side, but hey, I got him lined up. Let's try to take him out.
One on the left!
So I'm carefully approaching an unfamiliar window. And I look down and I see that bottom floor of the crow's nest. Now that's a familiar area because I know inside there, you got a good line of sight, you got coverage from the darkness. So that's why I'm approaching this window. It's like, I know that, you know, he can spot me quicker than I can spot him. Could be lined up for a shot, so we're gonna be careful here. Now, before the pause, there were some shots ringing out. Initially, I wanted to call out to see if my teammate was okay getting fired upon there, but I didn't want to blow his position. Didn't want to blow my position either, so I'm just being quite aware that at the very least, the best case scenario is my teammate is taking fire. Worst case scenario, he might have got taken out. We'll have to see, right? And I kind of spun around a bit, and I can see the catwalk area here leading to the tower. So, you know, I'm curious about what's going on the left, but because I can see the tower here, I might be able to help Thomas in the corridor of death, but really just got to size up what's going on. Got a little bit of foliage in front of me. Not great cover, but a bit of cover, but really there's a wide angle in front of me. So I can see a lot, but that's a lot from only my old two eyes to cover. I can take shots from all those angles towards me as well. Okay, now between the slats, the cracks here of the wood, I see some bright colors. It's a speedball jersey. Connor's got a speedball jersey on. This is the opposite of a speedball jersey, and the khaki green it is. But the other team has a speedball player as well. But seems to be his back. I know Connor went to that side, so I'd like to open some communication with him, just coordinate, maybe whisper a bit. But as you're about to see, things take a turn.
Was that you, Connor?
So that's not Connor. As the British say, I'm in a spot of bother. Horrible accent, spot of bother. I mean, I thought for a second about trying to fire between the slats in case it wasn't Connor, but if it's Connor, I hit him. And frankly, I'm not really get a ball through those slats. It would just be splash. And but now the enemy has poked around the corner, and I am a sitting duck. But I have, for one brief moment in this game, probably the only brief moment all day, probably all month of paintball I played, where I have matrix-type reflexes. All right, there's actually two enemies. I got the guy who leaned over, another guy to the other side here. Probably the saving grace is the one speedball player is kind of shooting at me. He's got one hand on his marker and one hand on his knee, so he can't really go up and aim at me too well. Now, there's a bit of puff of white you can just vaguely see at the end of my marker because I'm kind of just go around the corner, take a couple of shots, then just, you know, hope for something, just drive him back. But then I just run back, headed for cover. There's shots coming in from both these guys. I don't know how close. They seem close to me. They sounded close, but one thing for sure, I think the right move for now was getting my tail out of there and to some safer ground. All right, so kind of catching my breath here. For me, it's catching my breath, not an optimal situation, defensive area here, but I ran so fast my chamois fell off. I just, so fast my clothes were flying off, yeah. Fast for me is like a light walk for most of the players out of the field. But, you know, anyway, it fell off. It was a hot day anyway. It was dragging me down. A little lighter, a little faster, you know. Hey, well, I usually do self-degradation, but I'm patting myself on the back. That's how fast I was on that play. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going on with everybody on the field. I'm pretty sure that Connor and Charlie are out because those two guys Connor and Charlie were between those two guys who were shooting at me. I don't even know what's going on with Thomas and our soldier guy here. But one thing for sure, I know we're down at least 2, but I just got to gather myself and, hey, see what happens. Now, after a little despair where I'm worried I might be the only guy left, I do spot the soldier, and I make some hand gestures. You'll see me, it's not regulation hand gestures, but I hold up a 2, and I kind of point, well, first hold up a 2, kind of point where they are, and I go like an emotional, I guess, because the soldier can kind of go around and flank, because I've got an angle on the doorway kind of ahead of me there, and if there's a guy there, and he goes around, he might be able to pick him off. So seconds ago, I'm like, I might be the only one left to actually waiting, kind of trying to set a trap and going from defense and panting to trying to turn around on the offense. Imagine me, I'm being offensive. Well, it's just not really, but for me, this is offensive. Offense is in like making somebody feel offended? Probably, but that's not what I meant. You know how it is, I just babble and babble. Now, the soldier and at least one of the enemy players that had chased me up, they're exchanging shots. Now, I'm focused on this doorway, and I figure the doorway's there, and they're exchanging shots, the two of them, soldier, the other team. They may actually try to duck for cover and head through that doorway while they're kind of distracted about what's around the corner. And I might have a shot at a guy who's not going to be as aware because he's being pressured, and I might be able to take a guy out. Matter of fact, if that can happen with one guy, all of a sudden we turn that situation around on that side. Okay, now this was the second game in a row where the orange guy and the other team, same guy, froze me out. Now the good part is I actually just took a speedball guy from the other team, the speedballer out, but that means, because that guy that froze me, he came from around me where Thomas was, so I took one of the two guys that chased me out, and this other guy's behind me. Oh no, the soldier's right over there. He's going to be sandwiched between two players. He's going to get knocked out, but let's just, hey, you know what?
Okay, got me. I'm frozen. I'm out. I owe this guy a beer. It could have cost me twice. Ref!
Game over.
Wait a sec. That might be it. I think so. Unless there's somebody there. It's over there. I think we're good. It's over. He's got a speedball jersey, a little bit like my son's, the colors. So I'm talking to him thinking it's my fucking son. Because I was right behind here, and I could see the colors of the shirt. So I'm talking to my son, tell him where he is, then he turns around and goes, oh, he ain't got that color on his shirt. Yeah, it's not my son. It's like, what?
All right, so yeah, soldier gets taken out off camera, and the game is over. Pretty good game, pretty fun. Important to note, this was game 5 of the day. We'd been dominated. Orange team won 4 of the first 5, and I think this was their 3rd win in a row, all on this map, by the way. So, yeah, we were getting smoked. It turned it around. I think we played 5 more games the rest of the day, and we won 4 of them. So it ended up being like 10 games, and each team won 5. So that's a lot of fun. It's not about winning and losing, but it's nice when you go out there and do that. Not a lot of guys had all decent amount of experience. The big rookie was a soldier who clearly knew what he was doing. But you look at this map, because it's a big circle, and you got long lines of sight, you figure it might be boring or you can judge what's going to happen. A good field, a good setup, a good map, you can't judge it just by a look. You have to play it. You have to learn the angles. And it is a great little map. Hey, I think it's Connor behind the wall. And next thing I know, some guy's jumping up shooting at me. I mean, any map where I can snake around and a big old slow guy like me can actually avoid getting hit, it's a map I appreciate. But it's all about having fun. We had a great deal of fun, and I'll be honest, I don't know how to play this. If I'm defending, well, next time I defend on the north side here, I don't know. I'll just see what happens, and we'll go from there, because like I mentioned before, this is the 3rd time I played up on this north spawn, and it's ended rather ugly for me each time. Didn't win, had a lot of fun though, and yeah, that's about it. Till next time, go out there, have some fun, try different things, don't get discouraged. Just get hungry, go back for more, try different things, because remember, at the end of the day, it's only a game.
Game over.